Hey there, it's Coach Nancy from The Watering Mouth. So today I have another set of recipes for you, what I eat in a day to lose weight. These are high nutrient lifestyle, Nutritarian, eat to live yummies. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and if you want the recipes, as always, thewateringmouth.com/cheatsheets is where you can get the PDFs of past recipes and tips and tricks, and this one and the ones for the future. You get to be on the inside then. So I hope you sign up for that, and I hope you like this video.
All right, what I eat in a day. Today, we're going to bring you another set of recipes from a 21-day Eat to Live challenge. We're going to start with a mango smoothie. It's a veggie-packed one. We start with tons of greens along with cauliflower rice and yellow squash. How about those veggies? We add water and blend that together first to give us more space for the rest of the goodies. We're throwing in some fresh turmeric and some freshly ground pepper, as this aids your body in utilizing the anti-inflammatory turmeric. In goes ground flaxseed, a squeeze of lime juice, some ground almonds, a frozen banana, and a medjool date with the pit removed. You notice we didn't use any plant milk. That's because the ground almonds and water create milk. All right, we have 2 beautiful fresh mangoes for some sweet flavor. Cutting mangoes is an art, not a science, as the flesh can hang on to that flat pit and make for some dicey cutting. Just do your best to remove all the fruit. It doesn't have to look pretty because it's just going in the smoothie, or use frozen mango. Or you can also get fresh mango at your grocery store, most likely. So we're going to make this smoothie cold, but you can totally make it warmed. To do that, you wouldn't add frozen fruits. You would thaw them or use fresh fruits and your veggies with some warm water. Then you'd blend it for a while to slightly warm it. Otherwise, you can just make everything cold if you want a frosty smoothie, more like a shake kind of texture. So our smoothie's rather thick, so we're going to add some extra water. Just do that. If you have a recipe that you're making and the smoothie comes out too thick, add more water. Not a problem. You're just increasing the amount, and so you're going to have a little bit more smoothie to drink, but what's the problem with that? All right, yummy. This tastes great. We made almost 2 quarts, so you can save some for enjoying with dinner tonight. After you eat dinner, just top it off with some smoothie, or you can save it for tomorrow if you want to. Be sure you fill the jar to the top if you're going to use a canning jar before you cap it off so that air will not get into your smoothie. So really whatever container you put it in, make sure there's not air at the top. That'll keep it staying fresh with no air in it to break down the nutrients. The smoothie will stay good a day or 2, but it's of course always tastiest the fresher it is. Lunch will take some preparation. We'll put together a split pea soup to let it cook. We used an Instant Pot, electric pressure cooker, and a large soup pot on the stove, as this makes too much to fit in one pan. While you're making the soup, you may as well make plenty because leftovers are terrific to have on hand. You can always freeze them. We used homemade veggie broth that was still a little frozen, so to save time, we went ahead and began heating the broth on the saute mode of the Instant Pot. We used a boxed veggie broth for the other half of the soup that's in the pan. Didn't have quite enough of the frozen homemade. So the split peas have been rinsed and drained, so in they go. Now it's veggie prep time. We'll make good use of this Vidalia cutting tool. You'll notice that it's one of my favorites because it creates small, perfectly uniform cubes or larger, perfectly uniform cubes. So first we'll peel the carrots and the potatoes. Our taters were a bit tired, so we took off the peels. Feel free to do what you'd like with yours, use the peel or not. Now celery and a sweet yellow pepper and mushrooms get cut up. This gadget is so easy to use. Hope you get one for yourself. There's information on the cheat sheets for where you can order one. Now the onion goes in and we're ready for some spices. We're using dried thyme and parsley and some of Dr. Furman's veggie zest. Now we will set the Instant Pot on soup for 30 minutes and the pan goes on the stove to cook. All right, well that's all cooking happily. It's time to whip up our simple salad. We'll start with the romaine heart that we have cleaned and just kept it intact. This makes it easy to chop. Now some cabbage and carrot slaw mix, which is just white cabbage, red cabbage, and some carrot shreds, and a handful of arugula. Chop, 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 chop. We're going to arrange this salad in a 2-quart Corelle bowl that is our absolute favorite size for a big salad. We'll add some cooked mushrooms, some fresh green onions, sweet orange pepper, and apples. We'll add a perfect flavor combo with just a little bit of sweet. We'll use the handy cutter again for the apples. Our dressing will be some thinned down tahini and our favorite balsamic vinegar, the Napa Valley Naturals Grand Reserve. It's a little sweet, a little syrupy, just makes a great flavor in the dressing. You can use any vinegar you prefer, of course. Jazz this up with some mustard. Do what you want to, but this is just a great base, the tahini and the balsamic vinegar. Now it's time to finish up the soup. We have some gorgeous, fresh, local curly kale that we will obliterate in the food processor. Doing this helps eliminate any unpleasant hunk of kale in your soup. Any recipe that calls for greens and you have problem with big, pieces of kale, just do this. Either chop it in your chopping bowl, your salad chopper, or in your food processor. Any way you can just, create smaller bites in your soup. It makes it more pleasant to eat. Now, half of the kale goes in each soup pot. Use a stick blender to make the soup a bit creamy. You can do this as much or as little as you like for your soup. You could place it in a blender to blend if you want to blend it till it's totally smooth. Just be careful if it's hot. Steam will build up if you have the lid on, and you can have a dangerous situation. We recommend removing the center portion of the lid and replace it with a dishcloth. This allows steam to escape and not build up. Don't fill up over halfway and pulse it on a lower speed. You really have to be careful putting hot liquids in a blender. That's why the stick blender is real handy, especially for soups. All right, the soup gets ladled up and a squeeze of lemon juice for some salty perception in your taste buds. That lemon juice just brightens up a soup. And a dash of Mrs. Dash, and lunch is served. Soup and salad. This was a bit of work today to pull together lunch, but please know that in the challenges we do what we call rolling prep, and your soup would be all ready for you at lunchtime. You make that ahead of time. So you would just have the salad to put together and then heat the soup up. We think of everything in the challenges to make sure that you have plenty of time to do the prep ahead of time so that you don't have so much to do the day you're going to be eating it. All right, so burgers for dinner, just like with the burgers for dinner, they would be fixed ahead of time as well. So all of the prep you're watching me do here would not be put in one day on the challenges. So let's do the burgers. The wonderful thing about veggie burgers is there's such a variety in how you can put them together and what ingredients they contain. This recipe makes a large amount so you can freeze extras. They're great to wrap in a leaf of lettuce or to crumble on a salad. You can create a taco salad utilizing the burgers. Just be creative and let us know how you love to fix your veggie burger. So we start out with onions and mushroom processing. Since we have this going, we'll drop the kidney beans in and get the party started. If you don't have a large food processor, just smash up the beans with a fork on a plate. Works just as well, gives you a little arm strength. Transfer this mixture to a bowl. In goes the cooled millet, the tomato paste, peanut butter, cumin, basil, garlic, onion powder, a touch of smoked paprika, some chili powder, and plenty of fresh pressed garlic. Now we lightly fold all this up together and create our burgers. The great thing about this is that we can taste test them. All right, I'm going to add a little black pepper and a bit of Mrs. Dash garlic and herb will help these pop a little bit with some flavor. Now patty up the burgers according to whatever size you'd like. On a Silpat lined baking pan, we're going to put them on Silpat lined baking sheets and into a 350 degree oven. After 15 minutes, we flip them and let them finish baking. These turned out perfectly, a little crisp on the outside and soft on the inside. You could totally make these up and freeze them prior to baking if you wanted, or you could bake them and then freeze them, whatever. Now to create a perfect presentation for our burger. We have a nice large leaf of collard. We will cut out the stem so it will more easily roll up to eat. We'll cut up a large burger Just cut it in half here. Look at that soft and juicy inside. A bit of mustard, some thinly sliced tomato, and avocado, and dinner is served. For presentation purpose, we will roll this up as we eat it. We'll add a cup of blueberries to our dinner and all of our G-bombs. Our greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, seeds, and nuts are included in today's menu. Hope you enjoy this.
So, what'd you think? I hope you like those recipes. I hope you'll try them. Please comment below if you have any comments you want to leave or questions that you may have. And I look forward to answering those. And remember, cheat sheets at thewateringmouth.com/cheatsheets. Until next time, Coach Nancy signing out. Bye-bye.